Just when you think that I was about to do some other YouTube videos, but Jada Pinkett Smith is at it again, which means that she is taking no accountability for her actions, especially what happened at the Oscars. Can't really say I'm not really surprised by it. This is your typical Hollywood BS of certain celebrities that take no responsibilities of their own actions, of their own kind. And it's kind of obvious to me that you see certain people like her going around crying about the whole thing, which she's the one that started it. So let's see what she has to say. And I can tell it's going to be a whole lot worse than it already is before.
Pinkett Smith is speaking out for the first time about the Oscars slap between Will Smith and Chris Rock.
About Oscar night, my deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile.
So let me get something straight. You want two men to reconcile the differences after what your husband did, slapping a comedian for doing his job. All because you give this nigga the side eye. You got offended over a joke. Alopecia is not a disease. It's not a cancer. It's just a condition that, well, it's not really a condition. It's just something that people go through when they lose their hair. So with that, this whole thing is your fault. You got Will Smith acting like the person that he is right now if it wasn't for your nonsense. Let alone you slept with August Alsina and you chose not to take accountability for it. And this is why I've always said this when it comes to celebrities and their relationships. It's not really real, because if it was real, they wouldn't be broadcasting this for the whole world to see. I get it, they're public figures, but still, keep certain things private. Some things just need to be left unsaid. Jada, if you want these two to reconcile, how about you apologize for your actions? Stop doing your talk show. Stop embarrassing your husband. You've already done it enough. You can start by taking accountability for your actions. And maybe, just maybe, we'll go from there. But it just seems like certain people like her doesn't want to do that. As for Will, I think he needs to be a bigger man to apologize to Chris Rock in person instead of taking it to social media. And I don't know if the rumors about them getting a divorce, I say it's about time, it's about that time that needs to happen, because Jada has destroyed this man's career. She never loved Will Smith. She never did. It's quite obvious. Back to the video.
We need them both, and we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years, and that's keep figuring out this thing called life together.
She is so full of it, and she's one of the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen. I mean, throughout the years of doing YouTube, I've never came across a hypocrite that's going on TikTok saying that she doesn't care what everybody else thinks. She doesn't care what everybody else is making jokes about her alopecia, about her being bald. And she actually said all of that on TikTok, and yet she got offended at the Oscars. So who's the biggest hypocrite here? That person is Jada. Back to the video.
Pinkett Smith then spent the remaining time on her Red Table Talk show to discuss alopecia, a condition she has openly struggled with.
First of all, alopecia is not a condition. It's not a cancer. It's not life-threatening. I hate when everybody in this world that is making it out to be a life-threatening illness. It is not. It's something that people suffer when they lose hair. It can happen to us in life, but you just don't know it yet. And yet people in the media are just making it out to be the worst. especially on TikTok when people are defending Jada. Are you kidding me?
From the Academy Awards for the next 10 years over that slap.
First of all, Jada Pinkett Smith is one of the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen. Like I said, she takes no accountability for her actions whatsoever, and then she wants us to accept and understand what she's going through, and yet she cannot return the favor by apologizing to Will Smith and stop embarrassing him enough. Like she was recording him after he told her not to record without his consent or permission. Talking about she's not dealing with foolishness. Well, she's dealing with foolishness, and yet you created it, you started it. Where's the accountability at? The audacity of this woman speaking, saying how she wants two men to work things out. This is coming from a hypocrite like you, Jada. How do you expect two men to work out their differences when you can't even try first? The biggest thing that turned me off is when she said her and Will Smith are going to continue to figure this thing out called life. Every time this woman talks, I just get cringe. Like, it's so infuriating to me that you have a person that does not care about her husband's mental illness. And then you got your daughter. She's actually the worst. You're still in love with Tupac, with a dead man. So are we supposed to forget it? You know, the fact that she wrote a letter to a dead person based on this video? She needs to stop talking and just end her dumb show, because nobody is going to take you seriously if you keep doing stuff like this, because all you're doing is making people hate you even more when it comes to this god-awful talk show. You made Snoop Dogg cry, and now you're embarrassing your husband and admitting to the whole world that you're a hoe and a slut without taking no accountability for your actions. And when you say that you don't care about people calling you bald head or making jokes about your so-called condition, I think you should. Because if you did, you wouldn't be getting offended over Chris Rock at the Oscars. And you should have stopped your husband for going mental on Chris Rock. And now Chris Rock is going to end up living with this forever. He will always be remembered for this moment. And your simp of a husband, Will Smith, is going to be remembered for that moment. Thank God I wasn't brought out to be a simp. Because if I were, I would take full accountability for my actions. Unlike Jada, unlike Will Smith, unlike Holly Weird in Hollywood, are still taking Jada Pinkett's side, knowing that she was in the wrong, and want to justify her actions. And I want to bring up something too before I end this video. Shout out to Sled Bird, who shared this on her Instagram. So there's this person, and I don't know if it was like her boyfriend or her husband. So she comes into the store and all he wanted was some balloons. She comes in and she just goes ham on him. And the employees and everybody in the store did not try to stop the crazy woman for hitting on a man. And yet, as soon as he responds, everybody is going to freak out. So the examples of the woman hitting on a man in the store in front of everybody, instead of them doing something about it, they just simply record it as if what she's doing is okay. Talk about unreal and no accountability for their actions. This is the reason why society is messed up, and you wonder why Johnny Depp won his case the way he did, because of what happened. Enough is enough, y'all. And as for Jada, she took the L once again, you know, calling herself, calling for peace, which a mess that she created in the first place, instead of taking no accountability for her actions. It's a hot mess. So if y'all enjoyed my opinions and my thoughts on this, and if you want the original video, I will post it in the description below. Until then, I'm out.